Friends too.
Well, there we are.
I could turn my camera over here because I got you guys pulled up on my laptop in my studio here. I was watching a couple episodes earlier.
Oh, no.
So our little theme song that he was going to play was, since we're jumping into this is something I was going to bring up with you anyway, is performed by our friends Crash Karma.
I love them. I've known Nikki and Ralph forever. They actually came through town when I was still in the band, The Cat's Ass. And we were a house band at a club for 8 years, and they came through and played with us. They were a Suicide Holiday back then. So
right.
Yeah, so it was before that. I ran into them at the NAMM show, what was it, 2 summers ago? Right before they didn't. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Those guys are setting it on fire right now.
Oh,
they are.
They're so good.
I wish we could get them like on Octane.
Yeah.
Just being played on fucking Octane. I sent him a message and I was like, dude, I just want to get you guys on Octane. Do you know anybody? Fuck no.
They're such good people too, you
know? They are. Absolutely. So fucking talented. And just, yeah. Wish you could hear that song, man. You'd really dig our theme song.
Is it new or is it the one that's on the...
It's the same one.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, it's cool. It is cool. I checked it out.
Yeah, they just out of nowhere wrote that in one day and just went, oh, hey, check this out. See if you guys like it. We're like, fuck.
They were the first band that we ever interviewed. Like when we started this back in 2009, 8, whenever we first started.
I don't know.
They were the very first actual band we had on, and then they did up that song for us, so it just stayed.
Yeah, I think the first time they came through when we did the show with them, where I was like, listen, I'm sorry, I may destroy your mic stand because they were using our full PA and stuff. Sure enough, by the end of the show, it was busted off, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. I think they might have even been a 3-piece back then.
Probably.
Yeah. So
probably.
I think they had a bass player with them at the time. But,
probably Elias.
Dark haired. Yeah, probably.
Probably Elias at the time.
They were touring in their van, and I think it broke down on the way there, and they were fixing it in the parking lot like they always do, you know.
Could be Ed, too, because Ed was with them for a little while.
He was with them in Suicide Holiday. He wasn't with them as Crash.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, we did the Crash Karma. We played with them a couple shows here in Michigan, too, with band Mollie. So it was cool to run into them. They just happened to be on the same bill one night, and I was like, "Oh my God, Nicky, what you guys are doing?"
Yeah, the spectacular people. Why are we talking about everybody else? Let's talk about you, Mollie.
There's not much to talk about, man.
I was going to tell you that was a connection we had when I first met Tim at Rocket.
That's cool.
Yeah, what was it, 2015? That was a 2015, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
was.
we started talking about him there, and we actually were messaging Nikki, and she was responding like, "Oh my god, I love you
That,
guys."
that's right. That's right. That's hilarious. Yeah, that was a great little festival. What was it? Loudness and my buddies from Trickster, Steve and PJ, those guys,
hmm
Firehouse. Man, it was
Uh,
great.
Hardline was on that one.
Yep. It was
What
cool.
show was this? That does sound really awesome.
Rock and Skull.
That was the
Oh,
Rock and
President
Skull
okay.
in 2015. Yeah, it was. That was a good one.
Wow. Cool.
So
Cool.
let's shift gears a touch and let's talk about some Chrome Molly. You tell us about you guys. Like I know you guys are just some old school rockers still out there.
Man, yeah. I mean, we've all been around the scene for a long time. Um, and the thing about the community in Detroit of rockers is, you know, if you're doing some cover things and you're trying to make some extra money in between doing the stuff you really want to do, put your own music out. Like everybody sits in with everybody. We know everybody. So everybody who's in Chromoly has played with me one time or another. This is actually Dave's band. Dave started it. Man, I don't even know what year it was, but it was originally called Blackstone. And he says, "Hey, man, I want you to come sing with me. I got this new project. I'm writing all these great songs." I said, "Dave, I'll do it, but there's only one condition. I'm not singing. I want to play bass now." He says, all right, man. And so we made about one show, and Dave said, "Man, I can't do this tomorrow. I'm a bass player, man." So probably about a year later, I'm still playing with my band, The Cat's Ass, and we've got a couple records out and stuff. And Dave says, "Listen, man, I really want you in this band. You'd be the perfect fit." And we've been best friends for, like I said, 35 years now at least. And I said, "Listen, if you can get Ed, the drummer," I said, "I'll consider it." So he started calling Eddie nonstop. Ed finally said, "All right, listen, man, I'm going to come down. How about we just get together?" So we got together in a small room and threw down some tunes, and it was like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. So from there on, Dave is the sole writer of most of this. Is like his baby. So, he's written 90% of the music that we play. I mean, we all threw our little things in on it, but yeah, that first day was magical. And then fast forward a little bit further down the career with Chromoly, Danny left the band, and we got Mike in, who's our latest guitar player, who's been with us for forever now too. So we and Mike actually played on my first Cat's Ass album. He guest soloed on one of our tracks. So and then Ed played in the Cat's Ass at one time too. So it's weird that, all these years later, we get back together just to throw down some good heavy rock and roll. So, and at this point in our career, we've all been in so many other projects that we know everybody in the business.
Mm-hmm.
So we wind up just by happenstance, we just manage ourselves. We're not even using a management company, and guys are just blowing up our phones. So, we're out with, doing some stuff with Lynch Mob, Bullet Boys, Trickster, all the heavy hitters that come through town. We get a call. Striper.
You just had a show with LA Guns.
LA Guns, yeah, we just played with those guys. They were coming through town. We do a lot when Jackal comes through town. We usually jump on with them, but it's cool. We're there. We're in some small club, and we're direct support for Striper, and we're rocking about half the set. And I look over, and there's Oz Fox standing on the side of the stage watching the whole entire show. I mean, it doesn't get any cooler than playing with your idols and the guys that you love. We were playing up at the Machine Shop, opening for Sebastian Bach a few years back, and we're killing it up there. We're having a good time, and all of a sudden the crowd just goes ape shit. Like it just amplified from like an 8 to like a 12, and we're going, "Oh man, we're fucking killing it!" And I look over behind me, and there's Sebastian Bach standing right behind me. He's fucking high-fiving us. "You guys are fucking killing it tonight." We're like, "Yeah,
that's good
great."
stuff.
So
man.
yeah, there's some videos of that out there, and we're all big crew fans, especially the '94 crew with Karabi. So we jumped on a couple shows with John, and we sat in the basement. We're like, "Listen, man, we're going to get this guy to sit. We're going to get him to play with us. He's on the acoustic tour, right?" So we're like, "Let's learn Hooligan's Holiday to a T, and we're going to get him to come up." So he comes back early and watches a sound check, and we drop the fucking ball. We don't even ask him to do it because we're just kind of in awe of the guy because he's a super cool guy. We're talking to
Right.
So he comes through town again. Hey, get the Mollie guys again. So we're like, this ain't happening this time. We're gonna fucking make it happen. So we say, John, you're doing a song with us tonight. He's like, all right. So next thing you know, we're up there killing Hooligans Holiday with him. That's all over YouTube. It's great. And next time he comes through, we do like a Creedence Clearwater tune with him. The guy it's cool playing with your idols, and the guys that you grew up listening to. So, and we just do down and dirty, just blues, bass, hard rock. That's it, just good stuff.
Awesome.
In our opinion, I mean.
And mine too. Mine too. Very much so.
I appreciate it. Listen, like I told you before, I know you guys get dinged with copyright stuff, but hey, share our music, put it in your links, tell people to go down and get it. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on all the digital platforms. We're published. If there's an opportunity to pull the music down, just take it. We're all for it. We're getting up there in age. We're not touring anymore. We play locally. A little bit maybe out of state once in a while if there's some really cool things, like the LA Guns or Jackal or the guys that we really get on with and we hang out with, and Trickster and those guys. But we just do music nowadays just to do it and get out there and raise hell. So, and we want to put some good music out there. We want people to love it. Like probably shortly after we did that 15 Rock and Skull with you, it's weird. Because you kind of know that you're doing something when you're on eBay and you're searching. Because I go out on social media and I look for us all the time. Like, hey, I'm searching Mollie. I'm on eBay and I find they're bootlegging our shirts and they're sending them out of Japan. I'm like, well, I guess we're doing something okay. We're not getting a cut of that, but it's kind of cool to see it happen. And they're one-sided. They're not even the double-sided kick-ass ones we do, but they got the front logo on the front. I'm like,
they're all in small.
I should buy one just to buy one, but I didn't do it. I should have, hindsight, because I searched it a while back and it's not out there anymore. But it was crazy to see, someone bootlegging our merch.
With that said, is there? Do you guys have a link to merch for people to go find stuff like that? Or...
Not right now. We usually just cart to gigs and festivals that we do and stuff. We're kind of working on that, being that we're not going to do as much traveling or anything anymore. So we're in the works of throwing up some merch out there. Yeah. But I mean, if anybody wants anything, there's ways to get a hold of us and we can make it happen. We got you covered, man. We got you covered. I actually got some stuff thrown on the side. We've got some, picks, stickers, shirts, that kind of crap. So we'll hook up with we'll swap some more info later and we'll get you guys a little care package sent out. Plus, awesome. we're working on new music right now. We got.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, we've been working pretty hard on it, and it's kind of difficult when we're at this stage in life, and our whole life isn't focused just on music. We got families, and our kids are older now, and we like to travel a lot, and actually all of us, we like to camp, and we got these monster rigs and stuff, and we like to get out in the summer. So wintertime is when we really get out there and throw down in the clubs and do stuff. But this summer we decided, hey, we're gonna put some more music out and let's just give it one more shake. And so we got 3 in the can right now here at my studio called the Scratch and Post, and we're just finishing up a little bit, a couple of fine tunings here and there, and we're gonna throw it out there. It's not even an overproduced EP this time. It's like we got in the room, and did we separate everything? Yeah, we threw amps in other rooms here in the studio. And it's all, but it's live. I mean, it's live. It's 2 takes of like maybe each song. There's nothing. We're not manipulating anything. We're not trying to do a bunch of overdubs or anything like that. We played all the tracks live. Mike came in, threw down his solos, and I've been working on. I've only done like maybe 3 or 4 takes of vocals, but it's just straight through thing. It's if there's a fuck up in there, that's the way we like it because it's real. A lot of the stuff nowadays, I can't even stomach some of it because it's too overproduced, it's too perfect. It's not real. And even all the bands out there, the big guns are. I can accept some backing tracks, maybe some vocals or maybe a rhythm guitar part if you got like a, you know, if you're only a 4-piece, but all these bands that are just up there lip syncing, that don't
some
get it for me.
bullshit. Yeah.
You know, we get up there and we like to just throw down live, and if there's a fuck up, that's what it is. Sorry if I can't swear in here.
No,
but,
please do.
you know, I can't help it, just in my nature.
I think
I like to check the box that says explicit.
Thank you. I like that.
I think Randy has a song for us that we're going to get a short little clip of, and is it the one we talked about prior? This is my favorite song of your guys.
Okay,
Free
let
Me?
me hear it.
Yes.
Oh
Free Me?
yeah, that one we actually had a small deal with it. That was one of the only times we were working with a management company out in somewhere in California. I'm not sure where the guy was, but he liked the song so much that he had it set up. They were going to put it in a Red Bull commercial, but we're standing here going, this song has nothing to do with like, extreme sports or anything. It's a song about Anna Nicole Smith. So, so we kind of put the kibosh on that. But yeah, this is one of my favorite tunes too. And we currently haven't been playing it out much because we just been hitting some real hard and fast heavy hitters in our shows. But this is one of my top songs that we do. This is one of the greatest songs Dave ever wrote. So
I've
Cool.
probably watched the video like 100 times.
that's great.
I'm going to guess, since,
We appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Well, this is on Spotify. I don't have the video. You didn't say
Okay.
there was a video.
Well, there's
John?
some stuff. There's some stuff out there. Just throw some music. It's all good, brother.
It's okay, because sometimes the video quality doesn't come through on
It really doesn't. Actually, it comes across cleaner on Spotify. And notice, this is my personal Spotify. Already following.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's see here. Let's hook it up.
She's crying out and save me. Open up and set me free from my misery. Free from the stuff you call your fantasy. Look at it and glamours, never what it seems so. Free me from this life. Free from my misery. Free from the stuff you call your fantasy. Look at it and glamours, never what it seems so. Free me from this life of a misery.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah.
I'm saying
that'll give
awesome.
us
I love it.
Ah,
I do too.
he's like, I still
Absolutely.
love it. And it's gritty.
Oh, yeah, it's
The
just-
vocals are in there. Just,
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Love it.
Yeah,
Good choice, John.
Now, Randy, Tim and I have been chatting back and forth a lot the last probably couple weeks. Well,
Yeah.
actually, it's been a while because we were taking a long time to get this set up.
Yeah, we kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And here
It
we are.
happens. It's not a problem. But he was sharing some photos, and I believe that studio you're in was one of the photos you showed me.
Yeah. My main room is over there, and I'm in my engineering booth / office. I'm a luthier too. I build guitars and I work on
cool.
guitars, so I got a pretty extensive setup in here. So
Yeah.
So is that the wall behind you of all the prior bands that you were in, or is that
yeah, actually, yeah, it's my wall of fame, and luckily I'm on it. So my head, there goes my head. Boom.
It's
Like,
all
I
right,
I
man.
I like to see things from my past, so I have them up. Yeah, there's actually a you probably can't see it from here, but there's a picture of me and Sebastian when he jumped up on the stage, and I got Karabi over here and our promo, and obviously I got the Cat's Ass stuff. The big one behind me, that's Cat's Ass from probably the early '90s. So that was when I was probably half the guy I am now, because I'm a lot heavier nowadays. But yeah, of course I got Steve Brown over there, my buddy from Trickster, and
Yeah.
Elvis, and friends with Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke. I actually built him a guitar probably about maybe 6 years ago.
Wow.
So it was
Yeah.
a custom job. He kind of had some specs that he wanted me to do. So I built 2. I have one exactly like it hanging on my wall right there. So, and it's all, we don't buy parts. We build it from scratch, frets, fretboards. The only parts we bought are like bridge and, tuners. We hand wound our own pickups, everything. So
Holy shit.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
if I recall correctly, you guys kind of called it quits for a little while.
We did. We actually retired. Man, I want to say, what was it? 4 years ago. And we ended it on a really kick-ass note with Jackal at the machine shop right around, I think it was around a Christmas time, or it might have been November. And a sold-out show, as usual, at the shop. And we called it quits, and we took a break for, it was a little while, but a few months, and then
What pulled you back?
people wanting to hear us, and it was good to know that we were still relevant. And we all we've all been doing it for 30 plus years. So, you kind of get out of it for a minute, and then you go see a show and you're like, ah, damn, I want to be up there doing this again.
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, we got back together, and Jackal was coming to town. I think it was 2 years, almost to the month. And we called Kevin up at the shop and said, hey man, we're going to make a comeback. You think you want to get us on? Oh, hell yeah, we'll put you on it. So it was cool. So we started throwing some things out there and making a little ruckus. And it was funny because that night at the show, I'm on the side stage after the show, hanging out with Jesse and Kevin. And I'm like, yeah, man, we really worked hard to, sell some tickets. So he said, the day that you guys announced you were on it, he goes, ticket sales went crazy for a hot minute. And it was hilarious because Jesse was standing right there, and he looks at Kevin and me, he goes, oh, what do you want us to open up for them next time? You know how Jesse is such a smart ass. And I'm like, oh, dude, that's incredibly awesome, man. You just made my whole year right there. So it was cool. So that was another sold out show when we came back, and it was insane. We completely sold out of the merch we had, and it was a good night, man. So, and ever since then, we grab onto some cool shows when they come through town. So it was awesome.
There's one other thing I definitely want to touch base on, because I told Randy prior to you getting on tonight that I said, yeah, we were just having a conversation a little bit ago, but I can't tell you all the details yet because I got to bring it up during the show. Because when you had an extra hour to prepare, because different time zones and time starts and everything.
Right.
Tim responded with, so I have time to go put my Paul Stanley makeup on.
Oh, fuck.
That's why I dug this out.
And I was like, this is going to be so easy tonight.
Yeah.
If I didn't have all this anymore, like if I took it off, I might do it, but it doesn't. That makeup through the beard just doesn't work right now. That's great.
So I had to get that. I had to get my Kish reference in tonight for sure. I mean, it's already came up a few times, but I had to make sure I plugged. There's a question I want to ask you about, Tim.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to see a show and there's a band and like maybe one member has all the energy and the rest of the band is just going through the motions?
Yeah.
Does it drive you crazy?
It does. It does. And that started with the other band, Cat's Ass. We had a distribution deal, which our music was out in like Harmony House and record stores and stuff like that. And then we know what happened shortly after that. Seattle came in, and kind of all the bands that had anything going that were, 80s style metal bands, they all got dropped and kicked to the side. And, so here I'm watching all these bands from that era, and they're just standing there doing nothing.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a letdown because there was a lot of great music that came out of there, but there was just not that high energy. And you see it occasionally when you go to a club and you watch something, or you go to a big show and the guys are just kind of, me and Dave and Dave's brother, we used to call them the guys that look like they were plucked from the streets. They got the short hair and they got the baseball hat on, and we're used to like here, you know,
Yeah.
the long hair and all this. So we used to call them the plucked from the street guys, and they would just stand there and go ping, 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 ping. And I like the high energy. There's a lot of new bands that have that high energy, but it does drive me crazy when you see one guy putting on the show for everybody. You're like, maybe you guys could all just run around just a little bit,
Like, I want to give you an old school reference to that question too, because I had that experience just recently, but I was thinking back, and I might take a lot of heat from people, but I don't care, because it was true statements. Like, I'm just stating facts.
Right.
When I see AC/DC, like in '92, it was Angus and the other guys.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it was watching them perform.
Yeah.
Back then, when I was a kid, I was just like, oh yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, really, it was really just him running around the stage, and everybody else just would like back up too and just let him take the stage. I was like,
but I give them a pass, because that's an exception to me, because you can't
take heat.
I can't give you heat, but they're just stepping back to let the wild man be wild. Yeah. I mean, your drummer can't jump around unless you're like what's that guy Zoltan?
Oh yeah, dude.
I've never seen a guy like that.
He's a beast.
He's an animal. But I like the Vicky Fox guys and the Tommy Lees, the spinning sticks, and the all that stuff is great. But yeah, the band's got to do something together, and I don't mean the choreographed, moves that we all did in the in the '80s and
that's kind of dead.
Even in the early '90s.
Out there.
Right, but you got to move around a little bit. You got to give them something.
It was just one of those things that was kind of weighing on my mind, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm just BSing with you anyway at this point. So
that's what we're just here hanging out, man. I love it. That's
right.
It was one of those that I was like, I can talk to him about that, and it's not going to bother me.
Not at all. I mean, I find myself kind of in the moment sometimes up there, and I'm just kind of leaning on my stand, and I'm like, dude, you got to move around a little bit. You looking like a chump.
Randy, I want to tell you a small brief history about these guys with us at Rock and Stole. They stole the show.
Oh man,
we had quite a contingent there of people that you know as well. Like Eagles were there. I believe Dean and Sue, me and my brother, and there's a few others. And I know there was a group pic that he showed me, but after they got done. Yeah, a couple guys from down there that they went blank. Heaven's Rain guys.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
But like, we all converged on these guys and like kind of mobbed them and hung out with them for a little bit, because
that was cool. Yeah, we went back to the merch booth, and you guys come back and started chatting it up. And I don't know if you want to tell it or you want me to tell it, but it was an honor for us that one year at a festival, you guys seen a band called Dirty Penny, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the band. And they were the breakout band of the festival. And you guys were like, these guys were amazing. So we actually got the Dirty Penny Award for the 15 Rock and Skull, which was cool. So we're hanging out with these guys all night, and we're selling merch and talking to people and kissing babies and signing autographs and whatever, drinking like animals and hanging out. And so I went over in the corner with a piece of paper and I wrote on there, we won the Dirty Penny Award. And I slapped a Chrome Mollie sticker on there, and we all gathered around and took a kick-ass picture, and we got it. And actually Dave still has the Dirty Penny Award in a frame hanging in his studio over at his place. So it was a cool honor. It was great of you guys to say, it made us feel pretty good about, making the trek all the way there and playing with some real heavy hitters and you still get that compliment. What's that?
I think that was a Mikey D thing.
Yeah.
From
probably.
those guys that they were talking about it. So it was for real though. You guys stole a show. Like, we were just blown away.
We came down there on a mission to kick some ass and hang out with some cool people, and we hung out with some cool people.
Randy, he just called me cool.
The greatest thing about that 15 festival was, they had that little side room and all the bands could converge in there and hang out. And Loudness got done, and I went over there because I wanted to meet them. I've loved them ever since, they came out with Rock and Roll Crazy Nights, and I think only one of them spoke any English. And I'm sitting down trying to have a conversation with Takasaki, and I hand him a Chrome Mollie shirt. I go, "Here, dude, here you go." And his back was messed up, and so I went over and tried to talk to the drummer a little bit, and he doesn't speak English, so the singer jumped in and kind of translated a little bit for us. And I got a great picture of him. He's got me in a chokehold, and he's like, "Ah!" So they were supposed to come into town, but so I had a bunch of those printed up 8x10s, and I was going to have them sign them. They were playing a club here in Flint called the Machine Shop right there. But since the pandemic, they can't get a passport to get over here, so they haven't been able to come back to the States since then. So,
which is I think they had a show that was supposed to happen either in Tulsa or in Oklahoma City, and same thing. They just
Hey Randy, I want to make note of something real quick. Hey, thanks for watching, Ashton. Ashton's
where is he?
He's our co-host. He's
him and his lovely beard.
Well, he was afraid his wild man for a child. He's got him tonight. May just like jump in the middle of him at some point and start squealing. So, which would probably happen.
All good. I had to ban my little dude from coming down here to the studio, or he'd be all over this. He's a wild one.
Oh my god.
Well, our other guest is here, so
awesome.
Let's find out where everybody can get everything Chrome Mollie and Cat's Ass, man. I don't think I've ever heard Cat's Ass so many times in my life. I love it.
Let me throw this out there real quick. It's Cat's Ass is CATZASS. Make sure you do that. And it's all over YouTube, and you can grab our stuff out there. And Chrome Mollie is LLIE, so it's not a Y. Because there's a Chrome Mollie out of the UK, which are friends of ours. Another Rock and Skull thing. I bought their record from Shandy, and I've got a picture of us standing around holding their album like this. And 2 weeks later, I sent them a copy of our record, and they're holding it. So we got
buddies
across the pond. So yeah,
that's really cool.
We text back and forth with them every now and again and see how they're doing. It's cool. It's cool.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. ChromeMollie.com. You can get everything. Spotify, Apple, all your digital platforms. We're out there. We're published, so it's everywhere. So go out there, and if you can steal it, borrow it, whatever, just take it, man. Give it to all your friends. Listen to it. That's all we want. That's what we're looking for. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. And if you could just hang out until it says upload 100% before you disconnect,
absolutely,
will be great, man.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me on,
Thank you, Tim. It was great talking to you.
I'll get you a care package together. We'll get some addresses.
Yeah.
I got you. Thanks, guys.
All right. That was great.
Have a good one.
You too. Yeah. Hi, Steven.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
All right. Sorry about the wait. I saw you came in a little bit early. Yeah,
no
testing
worries.
the water.
No worries. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Can you hear him, John?
Quiet.
A little quiet.
A little quiet? 1 second. How's that?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Is
That
it better?
is much
All right,
better.
awesome.
Awesome. So how's it going?
It's going, man.
We should probably do a quick introduction around the room for it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Randy.
My name is Randy, and I'm in Oklahoma City.
I am John. I'm in Topeka, Kansas.
And I'm Steven, and I'm in Richmond, Virginia.
Sweet.
We went from Michigan to Virginia. This is awesome.
This is great.
Yeah, we're all over the place tonight.
I love it. I love it. So tell us what you got going on. You got a lot of good stuff going on, and new music. I mean, you're just all over the place. Where'd he
Oh,
go?
uh-oh.
Are you there?
Am I back?
Yeah,
You're back.
you're back. I was like,
Okay.
oh, what happened?
We already made him mad, and he is out.
Sorry about
I
that.
will-
But yeah, there's been a lot going on. This whole past year has been a total blur. It's just been one thing after another. We've been doing a whole lot of stuff. Um, we've put out 3 singles so far this year,
Mm-hmm.
and in September we are dropping the new one. So we'll be doing 4 this year, and then hopefully going into 2024 we'll have an EP and we'll start looking at playing some shows.
Sweet,
what a-
sweet.
I got a serious question about one of your singles as well,
Sure.
because I'm hoping that you can explain it a little bit to me and maybe everybody else if they don't know, or I might just be stupid, which is possible. Blood Money hit number 15 on the secondary market chart. Can
Yes.
you explain what that is?
The secondary market chart.
Yeah.
From what I understand, there are different radio markets. You have major markets that would be like New York, Chicago, Houston, Texas. And then you have the secondary markets, which would be kind of smaller FM stations and internet radio and that kind of stuff. So
Right.
it just has to do with the categorization of the radio station. And every radio station, well, not every radio station, but there's certain charts that certain radio stations will report to. So the SMR chart is just a collection of radio stations that report to that specific chart, and they track plays and ads and that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's still you really good standing here. I mean, it looks like a lot of good company that you're lined up with. I'm looking at your website right now, and I mean, Beartooth, the Almos, look at this, Foo Fighters. Yeah, dude, this is huge, and you're kind of a young band. I mean, you haven't been around too terribly long. Tell us how that started.
Yeah, so the band right now is Carrie playing rhythm guitar and myself doing guitar and vocals. And then we brought on at the end of last year Paul Crosby, formerly of Saliva, to manage us, and he offered to play drums on our music as well. And so ever since end of last year, we've been working really hard on putting a bunch of music together. And then but to go back even further, how we started the band. So in 2020, Carrie and I, he had a live band that, shows couldn't happen because of COVID. I had a recording studio, and nobody wanted to come to the studio because of COVID. So anyway, we put our heads together to try and stay productive, and we started writing music back in 2020. But it wasn't until the end of last year that we decided to take things a little bit more seriously. We had just been writing songs and releasing them, to our friends and family, and just trying to just write the kind of music that we wanted to write and put it out there. But then once we got in touch with Paul, we decided to be a lot more intentional with things and try to see how far things could go. And it's been a wild ride ever since. I can tell you that much.
Awesome. So. I love everything I've heard so far.
Oh, thank you.
I really do. It's absolutely amazing. When you're writing, how do you know when a song is finally done?
Oh, that's a $1 million question. I mean, at the end of the day, you just have to put a deadline on it. If we didn't have release schedules, I think we'd be working on these songs forever, because we're, everybody that's involved with this, we're all perfectionists. We all take pride in what we do, and we want to have the best product possible. But man, that really is like the creative's biggest challenge, is how do you know when it's done? But I guess the answer is it's never done, but it's always, you got to stop it somewhere. So.
That's probably how I would be. I'd be like, okay, We just had take 34, and I'm laying in my bed, and I was like, what if I just did this right after the chorus? Just this little. It would drive me absolutely batshit crazy because I know it's got to be done at some point, but then you're just always going, if I could do this, it'd be that much better.
Oh yeah, when we're doing our demo process, sometimes we'll, you know, write and rewrite the song, you know, dozens of times before we settle on the one that we think is going to be the one you guys hear. So um, it's definitely a long process. It can be pretty grueling, but we think it's worth it in the end. We're very proud of what we've put out so far.
Absolutely. Speaking of songwriting, do you guys have a songwriting recipe that you guys follow? Is there a certain path that you take when you decide, hey, let's write a song, or does it just come organically?
A little bit of all the above. There's been songs that have literally popped into our heads after like a phone call where we've, you know, maybe we'll be intentional about something. Oh, we need a song that, you know, does X, Y, and Z. And sometimes that just happens. There's sometimes where songs will come about where I'll have an idea that's been sitting on the shelf for a couple years. I'll show it to some of the other guys in the band, and they'll, you know, let me know what they think, and maybe that leads to something. Carrie sends me riffs all the time through Facebook Messenger, just messing around, like, "Hey, check this out," you know. So a little bit of everything, but when basically what we do is we kind of have all these ideas floating around. I call it the sticky note method when I talk to the guys. So we have all these ideas on sticky notes, right? And so then when you're putting the song together, it's like, okay, well, we have this, and you just try to put all the puzzle pieces together and eventually come up with something cool, and then you kind of whittle it down and edit and do everything you need to do, and then hopefully by the end you have a cohesive song that sounds decent. But we've been refining that process over the past 3 years now, and you know, we're probably the most productive we've ever been right now. We've been writing our butts off for the past year. So if you like what you've heard so far, next year's going to be even crazier. We have a lot of stuff down the pipe.
That's awesome. Now I'm really curious. Do you really have Post-its, or is it just like in your mind? It's like a Post-it.
In my mind, I think of like a board with a bunch of sticky notes. With
I like that. That's really kind of cool.
You know that episode of SpongeBob where he has the he goes to be a waiter, and he in his brain there's all these filing cabinets of just information. That's how I conceptualize things.
Dude, that's really cool because I can just see you moving them around. No, this needs to go before this. No, this is shit. And you know, just that type of thing. I could just see that happening, and that's really cool. I was wondering if that was a literal thing that you had like in your studio, and I was like, that is really neat. But then I thought maybe that's just in his mind.
Get it though.
What's that?
Well,
an actual Post-it board, like that would be fun.
That would be awesome.
Or
I should try that. Maybe I won't have to think so hard if I do that.
I think Randy's going to probably queue up Now or Never. Play a short little clip of it since we've been talking about the process. Let's let everybody hear the end product.
Absolutely. A second here.
Randy, you're on mute, buddy.
I was like, man, that just makes me so fucking happy. I love it. Oh my gosh. So what bands are you listening to right now?
We are very we, how do I say this? So when we're doing stuff to get on the secondary market charts, we try to listen to a lot of the bands that are on the charts. So Of Virtue, the Almas, a lot of the you see a lot of the same people. So when we started doing all this, we started listening to a lot of their music and just seeing what's out there. But at the same time, though, like we have our own influences and stuff too, and so we're trying to just kind of find that balance of what we like versus what what modern rock now is today, right? So so for instance, like Carrie, he's really big into Kiss. He's like the biggest Kiss freak ever. So we have a lot of that classic rock kind of vibe. Me personally, I'm a huge Meatloaf and Jim Steinman fan.
Oh yeah.
So I love so those two kind of go hand in hand with the theatrics and stuff. But then as far as like bands that are around now, we really love like All That Remains, 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, that kind of stuff. And so it's just kind of like a mix of all of it. And we're just trying to make something cool that we think would resonate with people. And so we're just kind of doing our own thing in this modern rock space and having a fun time with it.
Dude, it's really working. I'm really excited about you guys because I just see you guys in a few months just freaking exploding.
I do want to say to everybody out there, this is Dark Remedy and their song Blood Money. You need to go listen to that as well. Like, get out there and listen to that one. I really like that song, by the way, so I'm going to push it for you.
Yeah, thank you. We like that one too.
I like the deeper meaning within it. Like, it just hearing it, I was just like, yeah, this all makes sense. I love it. I do want to ask a question about how Carrie's wrestling career goes hand in hand with your music. Does it?
And are you going to tour with Fozzy?
Oh man, yeah. Every interview, the wrestling thing comes up, and I wish I could be here to answer that. He's unfortunately dealing with a family emergency and couldn't be on this call. But Kerry loves wrestling. He's been doing it for a long time, and it's something he's super passionate about. He hasn't been in the ring that recently, but I know he's looking to get back into it again. We have talked about how we would incorporate that into the band some, but we're still trying to figure out the right way to do that. So hopefully you can talk to us again and you can ask him that in more depth.
Absolutely.
So.
That's really cool.
It was just one of those things I was like, it has to come up. And when he wasn't on, I was like, it's going to be tough, but I'm going to ask anyway.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's kind of his thing to answer. He knows way more about that than I do.
Tell him to make sure that he does like a backflip off of the stage, because every time I've seen Fozzy, it's kind of like, is he going to do a backflip? Is he going to do a backflip off the stage? Because you know he fucking could. It's just like,
everybody loves the flips.
Or through a table.
Do what?
Or do it through a table.
There you go. That'd be spectacular, man.
Just in the middle of the show, someone comes out stage left with the steel chair.
Why not?
Can I get more steel?
Kills gets away with it.
Can I get more steel chair in my monitor, please?
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
That's
Sorry,
hilarious.
guys, I clicked the wrong button and disappeared for a minute.
Well, you did what he did earlier, and I'm like, how did he do that? What button is that you just disappeared?
I was trying to mute my mic and I hit the camera off button, so I just
okay.
My apologies.
So, as of now, as a band, what song are you the most proud of?
I'm gonna give you the kind of fence-sitting answer, and every song really does kind of have a special place in our heart just because of all the work that went into each one. Um, but Now or Never, for sure, our most recent one. A lot of effort went into that one. That was our first one where we brought on Thomas Crane from Kill Devil Films to do the music video.
Mm-hmm.
We're really proud of the just the work that he does. Um, it was the first song that we really felt kind of exemplifies like where the band is going in the future. So Blood Money kind of had like a throwback kind of thing. Um, Haunted had kind of like a more chill vibe, very kind of dark and mysterious and brooding. But Now or Never is very just like punch you in the face, get you pumped. And we have a lot of music coming up next that is definitely more high energy, get you amped up kind of stuff.
Dude, I always used to kind of describe it as your kids. Your songs are like your kids, and there's they may be totally different, but you fucking love everything about them, and for different reasons.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
So to have somebody go, "Who is your favorite?" It's like, what do you mean? It's I love them all. That sounds really goofy, but that's how I think of somebody that's taken so much time and so much effort and so many post-it notes to
Yeah.
get what you got. Man, there's no way you could say I like this one better than the other one, but I can tell you what I really enjoy about this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Every song has kind of their own each song brings up their own memories for me, during the making of. So it's hard to pick just one.
Is there a tour on the horizon for you guys? Are you guys hitting shows, hitting the road, or?
Yeah, so for people who don't know, so far we have not played any live shows. We started as a studio project during COVID, and but touring and shows is definitely something that we are talking about, and we have some things in the works, but we are not ready to announce yet, just because it's a little too soon to start talking about things when they aren't set in stone yet. So more to come on that.
Right on. That's our weekly more to come statement, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
we love it when we hear that, because that just means that there's more to come, man.
Yep. Yeah, we have a lot of things planned. Man, there's so many cool things coming that I really want to talk about, and I just can't, just because I don't want to. I know, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. But
I'll
but
stop
here's what I
recording
can say.
real quick.
Here's what I can't say. Our fourth and final single of the year is coming out in September, and we have a video for that one. We're gonna push it to radio, and we hope you think it kicks just as much ass as the other ones you've heard, because we are super stoked on it. We think it's our best one yet, and we're really excited to share it with everybody.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We'll definitely push it. So as soon as it comes out, let us know. Just shoot us a message and say, hey, it's live. And so of course, we're going to be following you anyway, but anything that you need from us, we want to help you through this, and just help with what we can do to help get you to where you want to be. So, yeah.
Well, we all really appreciate that. That's awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's great.
For sure. And where is it that everybody can find all your guys' info and stuff?
You can find us on our website, darkremedyband.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, and we just made a TikTok. Yeah. So all of our YouTube shorts will go up on TikTok as well, and then also we have our YouTube page where you can find all of our music videos.
That's awesome. We just made a TikTok, so look out for a friend request, man.
Awesome.
Because you just might be on one of them tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do some. We can do some weird dance videos together. It'll be fun.
Yeah. What did you say, John?
So you're saying we're officially on TikTok?
Yeah, we're on TikTok.
World, there you have it. Find us on TikTok too, or TikTok also.
Yeah, get on there now before the government shuts it down.
Yeah, right. Heck yeah. That's awesome, man. Hopefully, like right now, we're streaming on YouTube. We're on Facebook streaming live. And hopefully tomorrow, I'm going to have this all edited down and put a little fluff to it, some intro music that we didn't have this at the beginning of this. And then a little bit of a closing. And I've got some ways of cutting out some video that is perfect for TikTok. So it kind of chooses itself and says, hey, so hopefully we're going to have this on Spotify, on YouTube and Facebook tomorrow, and our website as well. So, and did you get the link tree?
Yes.
Okay. Everything will be accessible from there. So it's got our website, it's got our Spotify, and hopefully, like that's usually what I do. I work late tomorrow, so I get up in the morning and edit it down and then get everything posted. So hopefully everything will be on there for you and ready to roll tomorrow morning. So
sounds good.
Just check back with that link tree. Just hold on to that link and keep checking, and hopefully it'll be there. Unless something stupid really happens, and a lot of things stupid happen.
Well, I'll be looking forward to it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephen, for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
I'm really excited about the path that you're about to be on.
Well, thank you, man. We're excited too, and we're just gonna keep chugging along and keep working as hard as we can to get some cool music out to you guys. So thank you for listening and being receptive to it and chatting with me tonight.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. John, you look like you wanted to say something.
Oh, I just want to mention that he brought up Kiss as well. I didn't have to.
Oh, goodness.
It's just one of those nights. Everything fell into place. The stars aligned, and the Kiss got coming down on me.
John is one of the biggest Kiss fans out there, and every single week, somehow, some way, shape, or form. Sometimes it's forced by John that Kiss comes up. Sometimes it just happens, and tonight, I'll give it to you, John. It just kind of fucking happened.
I know, with both guests.
On both guests.
Well, have us back again, and you can talk with Carrie about Kiss, because you guys could go
Absolutely,
for hours.
we will.
Carrie used to play in a Kiss tribute band, and knows a lot of the people in that world. So,
you know which tribute band it was?
Oh man, he's gonna kill me because I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's been a minute, man. I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember. If he was listening to this right now, he'd slap me, and he'd because I know it, but I can't.
It's all good.
It's right there, but
it had Kiss in the name, right?
Yeah, but
I've seen a lot of them, so I was like, maybe I've seen him perform.
I'm sure you have. He was doing it for a long time. So
awesome. Well, if you could just hang out with us just for a moment, you can see where it keeps saying uploading 99% or what have you. If you can hang out with us after we get off this, just until it finishes up, that way we know everything went through. And
yeah, sure.
I'll just stop the recording. John, you ready? Thank you. Thank you for joining us, and I wish I had some exit music, but I don't. Tomorrow we'll have some exit music.
That's right.
ugly friends too.